All right, another question that has been asked of me is, what do you do once you find you're in? Like, how do you talk about the patches? What I do is that once I find my in, I say, hey, I've been using these patches for so many months, and I give them the exact months since August, and they have totally changed the trajectory of my family. As you probably know, I have been a mess health-wise, and this little patch has just changed things for us, unlike anything else I've tried. All it is it's a patch that you put on your skin. It's not even latex, it's all natural. And it takes your infrared light that radiates from your body. You know how you use the infrared goggles and you can see the light. It takes that light and reflects part of it back into your body, and it triggers a process that wakes up stem cells. That's the simplest way to explain it. I can go deep in the science for you if you want, but that's just the easiest way to explain it. It's very similar to going outside and letting the sun hit your skin, and that triggers a process in your body to make vitamin D. The sun doesn't create it, it triggers a process, just like these patches. These patches don't put anything in you, but it triggers a process. And what a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know until I started studying this, is that when you are 30, half your stem cells fall asleep. And when you're 60, the rest fall asleep, or almost the rest, about 90% fall asleep. And those stem cells, they are repairs of your body. So they're constantly repairing any broken systems or organs that are failing. It's constantly fixing those up. So when most of your stem cells are asleep, then you're going to have issue after issue after issue, and they're just going to compound and snowball. And that's when aging really, really happens. So to prevent aging and to prevent compounding issues, you want your stem cells to be, all of your stem cells, to be awake and repairing things constantly every day. And these patches help that process happen. So that's kind of how I explain it. And then I go into a testimony. If I know the person well enough and I know the issue, then I speak to that testimony. If you know my story, that I have had a whole range of things that are starting to correct with these patches. So I might pick one and highlight that is that relates to their issue. Or if I don't know their issue, then I kind of broadly touch all the things that I'm seeing in our family, hoping that that wide net catches their interest. Or if it's like their issue is way out there, but I've heard a testimony recently of their issue, then I bring that to the table and say, I can tell you all of the things that it's done for my family, but let me tell you, I heard this testimony the other night of this child who had brain cancer, and they used the patches, and that child didn't have headaches or wasn't vomiting and lived almost a whole year after the doctors gave her. So you can bring that testimony. It's like, I don't know what this is going to do for your child that has brain cancer, but it doesn't hurt to try. And just find that in and relate to that in, and that's how I do it. Now, I will tell you that when I first started talking to people, I went on for 25 minutes talking about all of the science, because I'm a person that likes all of the science. Not everybody likes all of the science, and it can be overwhelming to them, and you can turn them off. So you're going to have to really hone your skill and kind of create an elevator speech of just like a few minutes explaining how the patches work and giving a quick testimony that relates to them. You want it to pack a punch. Now, you might not feel comfortable or confident in doing that. Let me tell you, the two things that helped me the most was, one, watch as many webinars and YouTube videos about the products and testimonies about the patches, because the more you hear that, the more you're able to regurgitate that and explain it in your own words. So it's very helpful because that information really sinks in. So that's number one thing I did to improve my skill of explaining the patches and relating to people. Number 2 is do it. You just have to do it. And I know it feels awkward, and it's going to be awkward, and you're not going to be perfect right off. But the more you do it, the more you're going to hone your speech and be more effective with your speech. You can even practice in front of the mirror. If you didn't want to just go out there, practice in front of the mirror first and then do it with people. But I hope that's helpful to hear from me how I pitch the patches, how I relate to people, and what has worked for me in order to be able to do that fairly well. All right? Not everybody's going to have the same process, but this might springboard you into finding your process. All right, that is the business snippet for now.